Hi Starkerz, my name is Terry, I'm your boy Terry, and my username is Surpassinggoogle across the internet. And first off, I'm here to thank you for the moment you shared with me in Steamfest. I was only able to be there for 1.5 day of the entire duration of Steamfest. But I pay attention to you know, the fellowship of human, and I value the moment that you spent with me. It's a very short moment at night, drinking the outing session, and there was a time when I said hello as well. But especially in the outing session where you know, perhaps unknown to you, treated me like brother, shared a drink of my beer. That's very special, very, very special. And I'm here to thank you. I'm thanking you as well for the things you have done on Steam. You have been too lazy to quit with regards to Steam. And when it comes to Steam, the power of Steam is, not a coincidence. Our meeting at Steam Fest is not a coincidence. And, our rendezvous on Steam is not a coincidence. There is a special reason for this, and humans are involved. Thank you very much for everything that you have done on Steam. Now it's also time for me to ask you for help. I'm asking support from my Kickstarter to set up a macro hard hub or office near my house in the Philippines, uh, where I intend to gather programmers, entrepreneurs, graphic designers, and a base of users that will be true fans of Steam. Besides, there is so much pertinence for this. I'm in rubble. There's no evidence of my illness, but I'm really ill. Maybe if you look into my eyes, pay attention to my undertone, you will hear my illness, and I'm on the brink. I've been in this state for years, and I've been pushing, and I'm on the brink. I also cater to my dad, who is ill, and my mom just died. After my mom died, there's no space for recovery. I had to relocate my dad, and he was with several illnesses. And then I began to crumble. Besides watching your loved one in state of despair and wailing as a first son and only son, and being tied in my capacity to love him right, uh, there's also been a crumble in my resources. He has daily medical needs, and I began to lose my health. I've been a workaholic for a long time, seeking ways to adjust the world basically, something like you do as well. And, all these things made me lose out on living and, lose out on health as well. Anyway, there are solutions. There is a possibility of my healing, but I cannot do it alone at this stage. Marlians was created as evidence of my illness. It was a push effort. And the primary thing I wanted to do was create a hub. Almost 2 years, almost more than up to 2 years, or no, more than 1 year. I've been having this intention. I rented a house that is larger than normal, for the sake of putting a hub in the house. But when my dad arrived, I didn't know. I've not seen my dad for years, and those were all plans to see my parents, relocate them. After I've left them to seek out ways to surpass Google, I was hoping to return to them with their first whispers of good news, but I eventually saw my mom. It lasted only 16 days, and then my dad was next. So my dad wasn't comfortable when he arrived, and he wasn't settled, and there was no way or space, or there was no way to put the hub in the house. You know, it needs a measure of privacy and all that. And I've been pushing for that, but there's been no means to carry out the plan. But that is the only solution now. All my projects are set. The enterprise model guarding each of my projects are set. And my projects are in motion. Besides Marlians.com, I have ulogs.org. I have steamgigs.org. It's one of the oldest applications on Steam, but it's still in its alpha stage of development. And you know, has been in existence. Ulogs.org, the means to propagate a form of content called ulogs, ulogging, uloggers into the world, where content is, like excerpts of you, is in existence. And the third enterprise making up the Teardrops SMT ecosystem that completes the path is MacroHard. And MacroHard is for programming, to enable anyone to build their noble dream. I mean, the missing piece of the puzzle, one missing piece of the puzzle is usually programming. That's, an ordeal I faced in my own journey, and there is room to fix this, and that's what MicroArt is about. But instead of an online space at first, I'm thinking of starting with a physical location. As analyzing what solution there is, and instead of seeking seed funding and catering to only the creation of my project, why don't I set up a hub, gather developers who will become true fans of Steam, use my projects as case study, meaning that they will develop it to hone their expertise, and then have a network of developers, and then help as many people build their noble dreams on Steam, even for free. So, besides, it will give me a room to recover in my health because my dreams are in motion. I can start to delegate tasks to others. I can be near my house, continue catering to my dad, and then the hub can become a means for sustenance in the long run. I have a 6 months plan, 2 months to make the hub stable, and the remaining 4 months to create an income revenue via the hub. Many things are possible in the Philippines. Besides, at the very least, I'll be able to gain some of my health and have a base audience made up of brothers and true fans of Steam. I'm a true fan of Steam. I found Steam organically via the search engines and without a dime, and I've stayed on Steam, whether bulls or bears. There's so much that is possible with a hub, but ultimately, it boils down to my health when it comes to the things I do because I've realized that I need to stop. Uh, you know, my mom practically fell to it's very tough. I need to stop, and the only way I can stop is with a hug. If I continue like this, I'll just keep dying basically because I cannot stop working. My dad is of utmost importance. He needs a sustenance daily medicine at the very least, and I live in the Philippines where there's no job. The highest paying job is $400, an all-night job, and my rent alone is $400. you know so, and my dad, I'm with him almost 24 hours a day. So please support my Kickstarter. Regardless of, please support it with your spirit and being. Money is the smaller things, and where possible, kindly consider supporting the Kickstarter with some donation. I have a GoFundMe, a PayPal. I also wrote a foundation allows you to support the project with even fiat money. And where you're not able to donate directly, you can buy a shirt or shirts. I did a store which I'll be filling with more shirts, and profits for that is going to constitute donation. Will go towards the creation of the hub. I'm now waiting to gather the entire desired amount to start with the hub. I've already started gathering things. The first thing I bought is a camera because media will be so important for the hub. Um, so I bought a camera that's $500, and that's set aside. Any donation will go to the inspiration and fortitude and gathering items for the hub, pending when I'm able to gather rent for 6 months of rent for the hub. Um, yes. So what I can do for you, I may not be able to do much now, but um, uh, if you desire, you can contact me, and I would like to give you some Marlian stake. I don't know how much it will do, even just in terms of inspiration for your project. But Marlion's tokens, regardless of its value now, is tied to the Teardrops SMT. Teardrops SMT will power ulogs.org, steamgeeks.org, macroheart.pro. All three one token, and stakeholders of Marlians will have a starting stake on Teardrops. So, and Teardrops will have a lot of use. You know, um, that's one thing I can do. Another thing I can do is I can just contact me. If you need help with anything, even if it's direction, discussion, I have ideas. Just a moment. I was hearing a knock. I didn't plan to disrupt this video. Um, okay, just contact me. My email. I'll give up myself, to help you. Even if I can't help you directly, I may know who can, and I can give you insight. Based on I have my own knowledge base. It's called legitimate literacy. Just a moment, please. Sorry. It's called digital literacy. I can give you insight, from that, aspect of knowledge that may, power the things that you do or add to the things that you do. There's a lot I can do. There's a lot humans can do, and I know that I have an entire read. It's 70 minutes read underneath this video that you can please read. It covers my histories and stories and explains all my project model, the path, all my efforts towards world adjustment and everything that constitutes surpassing Google. Please read of that. It's a 70-minute read. I really want the entire world to read of it, but I don't know how to pass the message across. But you can do so for me. Please share. Please share it. And another thing that I can do when the hub is ready, I can help you with at least a base audience of true fans. These are my strengths, and especially by means of a physical location where I can rendezvous people. I can inculcate this, things, create, emanate true fans of your projects. And MacroArt is going to have a network of other programmers. So, in case you have a need, programming need, things that are easy to accomplish, it's something that I'll be able to do even for free once I have this network of developers. And the aim is to emanate dream builders as well. So, for Steam in the long run, we'll have many more noble dreams built. And of course, a base audience, which is very powerful, that moves together. These are some of the things I can do. Um, um, yes, I would say that if I had, 100 people who push and displace Mount Everest by 10 kilometers at 10 kilometers an hour, it's very possible. Uh, you know, that's what passing Google signifies. Anyway, and your boy Terry, your boy Terry, whether bulls or bears, um, you know, so please help. Do well as well to share, you know, share me confidently, you know, um, so that I can raise funds to be able to set up the hub, as soon as possible, and let's and start to heal and do so many amazing things. And anyway, I'm your boy Terry. I'll stop the video here. Uh, my gratitude may not show now, but I'm hoping that it shows sometime in the future by means of the things that we do. for the sake of others. I know that you understand these things, and so I'll just pause the video here. Your boy here. Stay awesome.